All right, currently in the Coconino National Forest, just north of Sedona here. There's a whole lot of trails around here, so I'm gonna do some backpacking. Right now it's about 4:30 p.m., so I'm gonna camp in the Forerunner tonight, pick up first thing in the morning, and get going on the trail here. Maybe do a night or two out on the trail, and yeah, bring you along. So realistically, the purpose of this backpacking trip is just a shakedown. I have some new equipment that I didn't previously have for backpacking, like a new backpack and a new tent, and I haven't been backpacking in a really long time. So I'm sure I'm missing something, but that's what this is for. Go out and see if I can really do it. I think my bottlenecks are going to be, I only have 2 camera batteries and they don't last terribly long, so I have to be very conservative with my battery usage on that. Another bottleneck on the camera is the fact that I have a total of an hour and a half of recording time in the camera, and that could be an issue. So I also have to be conservative with how much I film. But yeah, I mean, just normal backpacking meals, you know, gonna keep it simple and just try and survive. Honestly, I've considered not even bringing the tent that I bought and just sleeping on the ground under the sky, which would be pretty cool. I just have to really make sure that there will be no weather. And additionally, it'll make my bag lighter too. So that would also be nice. Time to dig into this beef bolognese. Yeah. All right. Anyway. Oh. Bolognese. Well, I've got to be honest, that was pretty mid, but I think I'm gonna go to bed. It's only 6:02, but I didn't go to bed until like 1:30 last night, so I should probably get a lot of rest before hiking out tomorrow. I think probably within the next hour I'm gonna try and go to bed. How do we look? How are we looking? Kind of unfortunate the way I got to carry the tripod. Has potential to be annoying. I've done so little research that I think this is still a road, but I can't. Like, it gets sketchy. I don't want to take the Forerunner down there. But I think I'm going to be walking on a road for the first like 3 miles of tomorrow. And I don't even know how many miles I'm going to do. This is going to be really interesting. I can't believe how underprepared I've been as far as charging things goes. Like, everything's at like 50% right now. Like, regardless whether it's my phone, my camera, like I need to charge it. And then like I need to get it up to 100% for an entire day, having no electricity. I mean, an entire day, big deal. But still, you know, like these batteries run out fast. So I'm just gonna go to bed. The sun's almost down, so I feel like that's a good enough excuse for me to hit the hay, and I've also got to charge all these things. So I'm gonna get that going, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's like 5:30 a.m. I got 9 hours of sleep. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. But gonna get packed here and get moving on the trail. Currently about a half mile in. I think I might have overpacked. This bag is pretty heavy, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what I use. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going and. All right, so what little planning I did for this trip was done on Apple Maps. And I just so happened to trust Apple Maps with trail information, and that is a mistake that I'll never make again. Reason being, I have my Garmin here, and there's no trail here. And on my phone, on Apple Maps, it says exactly where I am right now is a trail. And it's quite obvious that this hasn't been traveled for some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the trail that Apple says exists. I'm going to take it as far as I can and hopefully just run into another trail, find an intersection there. And I'm going to record all of this on the Garmin so I can actually find my way back. All right, after much deliberation and looking at a good bit of Garmin maps, I've come to the conclusion that that's not a trail. Not at all. So now, what I'm going to follow the Garmin back to my car, which should be about 2.5 or 3 miles. And then I'm going to drive to a nearby trailhead in Sedona that actually gets me to the campsite I was looking for. This has been difficult, very difficult. So, with my safety in mind, I'm going to choose a different trail. Back at the car. Let's go find a real trail. Let's go find a trail that does exist. Oh my goodness. Just got to the new trailhead and we're gonna see if this works out for us. I cannot believe how incredibly steep this climb is. I think I'm like 3/4 of the way to the top of this section, but it's taken me 35-40 minutes to get 0.8 of a mile into this, maybe 0.9. It is so steep. Just finally made it over the ridge here. It's so incredibly lush this time of year. It's amazing just how green it is in the middle of the desert, but now I've got some downhill to go and it's gonna be really nice, honestly. It's gonna be really nice. Something I believe I forgot to mention is I left the tent behind. So no tent, open sky camping. So I'm excited for that. It'll be my first time ever doing that. All right, I believe I officially made it to the end of Voltree Arch Trail. I think I'm gonna go down Dry Creek Road, just like 3/4 of a mile, and there should be another trailhead there. And I think there's some camping pretty close to that. So maybe in about a mile, I will have a campsite, hopefully. We'll see. All right, folks, I got good news and I got good news. Secret Canyon. This is what I was trying to get to earlier this morning by bushwhacking, and I actually made it to the trailhead. I am so hyped. That's huge. So apparently close to here, there are some decent campsites. I gotta find just the right camping spot since I have no shelter. So not even 100 feet onto this trail. I already got a pretty decent contender for a campsite. Kind of digging it. Well, after hiking up the trail a bit, I came to the realization that I didn't want to push my luck. If I find a good spot, I should probably take it. So came back here and just gonna start spreading out, taking out the space, and it is so nice. This shade is amazing. Anyway, gotta make a bear bag tonight. There are bears around here, I believe. There might be mountain lions, I don't know. I feel like there might be. Pray to God we don't run into any of that. But otherwise, I'm gonna start relaxing. Oh. I've never done something like this before, so I'm gonna try and inflate this really, really fast. Ready? Oh my gosh. That was pretty cool, huh? That was pretty neat. Wasn't the first try, but got a bear bag line set up. Should make my life a little bit easier here in the evening. I want to snack, lounge around, drink some water, and just hang out. My legs are so tired. I can't remember the last time they were this tired. It's ridiculous. Oh, these bugs are pretty annoying. Oh, so I just went on a bit of a walkabout just around the area, and I realized maybe it's because of me, but no other campsite has this many bugs. So maybe I'm attracting them, but I really hope not. That being said, I'm gonna go up the creek a little bit and find a new campsite, or go to a new campsite that I found. Dude, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And I think the bright color attracts them, so green might not have been a great choice. You cannot tell me this is not so much better. Oh my gosh. Look how freaking pretty this is. Look at this. Look at that. That. And then that? Are you kidding me? Like what? How is this even a question? It's so freaking pretty. Also, this is not anywhere close to the creek, so way less likely that I get bugs here or flooded. So I'm getting pretty starving, even though it's only like 5 p.m., but I've made the executive decision to eat my breakfast for dinner. I'm hungry, but like my dinner is 2 servings. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to finish that. Also, this takes less water, and I'm running low on that. And I'd rather have less food and less water. So I want to get the jet boil going here. The bugs followed me here too, just so we're all aware. Just realized, can't see what I'm doing. There we go. This sun is just too brutal to not be wearing this shirt. It is so intense. Also, I've just realized this meal is really small. So I made my decision. I gotta stick to it. Honey, dinner's ready. Oh damn, that's good. Oh. Oh. You ever have a meal that's just so satisfying that you feel it like tingling in your toes? Your toes have a visceral reaction to the meal you just ate. I think it's because I hadn't eaten in a while. So it just tasted so good. Oh my god. It's gonna be hard not to eat more after this. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, that was good. I'm going to set up the bed, I think now. Alright, got the bed set up here a bit. As you can see, I was really smart here. I did a rock on the bottom and then a rock on top of the tarp. So then that way any little critters or pests that may want to get to me in the middle of the night will be entirely stopped. They will be stopped in their tracks because there's a little curve up. The curve up will stop them from going towards my bed entirely. So yeah, this is getting trademarked here soon, so don't go on and do it yourself, but got all of my food items taken care of up in the tree. All right, pretty much whenever the sun gets behind the mountain there, it's gonna get pretty cold pretty fast. So I'm gonna use that as my opportunity to just get in warm clothes and get the sleeping bag out, and I'm just gonna hit the hay the second the sun goes down. So well, that's probably one of the coolest sunsets I've seen in a while. Now the sun's going down, it's gonna get cold, and I'm gonna get in the sleeping bag and just try and stay warm. So see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It's 5 a.m. I kind of slept like shit, to be honest with you. The pad overnight went just like completely flat. So that was a little bit of a bummer. But on the bright side, I had a grand total of 0 interactions with wildlife last night, which is a big win in my book. I was honestly kind of terrified, but nothing at all. I want to start getting moving here slowly and maybe grab, just have a quick snack and just hit the trail nice and early. Well, getting this bear bag was not an easy task. Got stuck in the tree. But other than that, I'm all packed up and ready to hit the trail, so let's get walking. Well, I guess in hindsight it's quite obvious, but I think I realized a majority of my weight was in water. Because now that I've drank almost all of it, this bag is so light. Makes me feel like I'm leaving something behind. I have to like double check. Yesterday I believe I hiked out here about 4.2 miles, so that's what I'm doing back. Just gonna take it easy and pray to God that my car is still there and not booted or ticketed when I get there, because I'm not totally confident where I parked was legal. Well, so far I've already made it, I think, probably 3/4 of a mile back into the walk, and I cannot believe how much less weight and cooler temperatures. Just, oh my gosh, so much faster. It's amazing. All right, made it back to this trailhead, which means I think I'm about halfway through, maybe a little bit more. So that means probably 2.2 miles covered already, which is awesome. I'm gonna stop and have a quick bite to eat here. All right, about 3/4 of the way up this ascent, the final ascent to get me to the downhill that gets to my car, and I'm officially entirely out of water. So hopefully it's not going to be crazy. There's a little bit of cloud cover, so hopefully this last like mile and a half is relatively tame. As far as like heat intensity goes. So I'm gonna finish this little ascent and start going down the other side. All right, just made it to the top. About 9/10 of a mile down to the bottom where my car is. It's pretty steep, so I'm just gonna try and knock it out as fast as possible and get down to the car and get some water. So I ran into some folks on the way down just a minute or two ago, and they told me you do need to buy a parking pass for where I parked overnight. So they told me my car's still there, but the chances are not zero that I have a parking ticket, which is a bummer. So I guess we'll see. Oh, I can see the road. Car is just right around the corner. Oh, made it. Do I have a ticket? Please. No way, no ticket. Let's go. Did I lock it? Did I lock it? I did. Oh my gosh, that's unreal. All right, had to do the outro in here because there's non-stop traffic out there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. It was a really cool trip out into the Coconino National Forest / Sedona Wilderness. Sweet views, cool camping, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it.